Hey everyone, it's Ego of Zeus here, and I'm back with another video. So, in this video, I want to talk about synchronization and like what people call soft polytheism versus hard polytheism and stuff like that. Um, Synchronization is basically the ancients did it all the time, but it's pretty much combining two deities that are similar to each other and basically creating a new deity. So the Greeks and the Egyptians did that a lot during the Hellenistic era. Like Serapis is a synchronized deity, and so is Hermanubis is a synchronization of Hermes and Anubis. And some people I've heard some people one like ask this, and I've kind of pondered it in the past myself, is does that mean that humans can create new gods? And honestly, I think we can in a way, but and this is just my personal belief, my UPG is that when you honor a synchronized deity, you're basically honoring two deities at the same time. So you're basically calling forth the energy of two deities at once. So, for example, if you do a ritual to Hermanubis, you're basically doing a ritual for both Hermes and Anubis at the same time, and maybe with some added aspects. So that's my view with synchronized deities. I do believe that they're real, and that they're not just made up. But I don't think that they're. I mean, they are an entirely new deity in a way, but you know, not really at the same time, if that makes sense. But that's my take on it. But I also kind of wanted to talk also about what people call soft polytheism versus hard polytheism. So soft polytheism is basically where you think or you believe that all deities are the same kind of uh if they have like the same aspects, or if they like kind of preside over the same things. Like for example, Helios and Ra are both gods of the sun. So some people might say that they're the same god because they're both sun gods. Or like Aphrodite and Freya are both goddesses of love and war. So people might say that they're the same goddess. So, oh, and then hard polytheism is basically where you believe that all gods are separate. All gods are separate, distinct beings, and none of them are the same. So I used to be a really kind of strict, hard polytheist, but in in recent, I'd say like maybe recent years, I think it's been like at least maybe a year or two since I kind of started being more or less strict about it. I don't really use either label anymore. I don't really define myself in that way because some honestly for me personally, some deities I do believe are separate, distinct deities, but other deities I think might be the same deities or originated from the same deities, like descended from the same deities. Um, so honestly, for me, I kind of believe that all of the Indo-European deities kind of originated or came from the same deities of the Proto-Indo-Europeans. Like for example, like Zeus and Jupiter, I believe both kind of descended or came from the Proto-Indo-European deity Deus Pater. Um, and some of the other deities of the Indo Europeans, I believe, are at least descended from the same deities. But some deities, I think, if they're like from completely different cultures, like for example, the Egyptian gods to me are really like different, are really different from like the Greek gods or the Norse gods or the Celtic gods or the Irish gods. To me, like they just seem different, too different to be the same. Same with like indigenous deities of like the Americas, and even like like African deities and stuff. Like I don't know if they're like from a completely different like culture or a completely different like continent or place. I think I personally believe that they're distinct deities, especially if they have no history with each other, like um like historical history or historical like evidence that they were connected at some point in history. Like we know that, like we have historical evidence that pretty much proves that that Zeus and Jupiter both are kind of descended from Deus Pater, because we see that in like in history of what we've uncovered, like that we can trace both Zeus and Jupiter back to this Proto-Indo-European god. So yeah, so that's just my beliefs anyway. Other people obviously believe differently. But yeah, so that's why like I just honestly quit defining myself as a hard polytheist. I'm not a strict hard polytheist and I'm not a strict soft polytheist. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, I guess. Um but who knows? I mean, honestly, like all gods could be the same god. I mean, for all we know, they could all be different faces of one divine being, or different, you know, they could all be like yeah, they could all be like different aspects of one god. Or anyway, who knows? Who really knows? We don't really know for sure. The divine is mysterious. We can only assume and guess, and yeah, whatever we feel in our heart is the truth. And who says there has to be one ultimate truth? I mean, there could be multiple truths. I mean, truth is different for everyone, if that makes sense. Um, everyone sees things differently. Everyone has their own personal truths. So I don't even bother like what's true and what's not, because honestly, we don't know for sure, and we're probably never gonna know. So why think so hard on it? I quit thinking about it. I mean, to me, I know the gods are real and they present themselves to me in a specific way, and that way might be different than for other people, but it's both ways are valid, and that one isn't less true than the other. That's what I think anyway. So yeah, that's just my take on things and my personal views. Um, so yeah, all right. I guess that's it. So I will see you guys in the next video, and may the gods bless you all. Bye.